Well, every Friday, Colorado's best attorney empowers us with legal knowledge we can actually use. Phil Harding has been practicing law in Colorado for 26 years. He is a super lawyer. He's done that 6 years in a row now. He's been voted one of the top 100 trial lawyers in Colorado 8 years in a row. He is an AV-rated attorney, which is the highest rating possible. And he's a member of the Million and Multi-Million Dollar Advocates Forum. And he joins us now. We love that you're Colorado's best attorney. You do give us a lot of good advice every week. So what are we going to talk about today? What are we going to tackle?
I want to go over a real case. I was talking to a client here just yesterday, as a matter of fact, and they wanted to know kind of how they're going to be recovering. And let me tell you about this. I want to go over an accident where a client of mine in the past had $260,000 in medical bills. The person that ran into him that caused this accident, they said, yeah, we're totally at fault, but we only have $100,000 in car insurance. And what I was able to do, kind of working with those numbers.
Okay, so that sounds like a typical settlement to me, that your client would have a lot of medical bills to pay, right? No?
Yeah, when you just do the plain math, there's $260,000 in medical bills. There's $100,000 that you can recover from the other side. What are you going to do? So let's go over this, and I want to show you kind of, here are the facts of the case. And first of all, my client was a passenger in their friend's car heading downtown. Their vehicle was rear-ended, high speed by a negligent driver. That person only had $100,000. My client had lower back injuries, had 2 surgeries, and really did a third one, $260,000 in medical bills, and now the health insurance is covering everything and is paying for those medical bills.
Okay, so you're talking about the auto insurance and then the health insurance, but whose insurance is responsible for paying all those bills?
Yeah, that's a great question. So let's look at that, and we're going to come back to this graphic here just in 1 second.
Okay.
But let's go over that. You've got health insurance and you've got car insurance, and there's all this car insurance. Everyone makes the mistake, and they think that the other side pays for your medical bills. They don't. Remember, they only write one check at the very end, right? When you're all done. So don't send them your medical bills. Go through your health insurance. You need to have your health insurance pay for all this. But the main thing that I want to look at is stacking of insurance and what that means. Now let's go to this graphic. First of all, you look at who is the owner of the car that ran into you, and then the driver of the car. A lot of times they're the same, but if they're different people, there are 2 different levels of insurance that you can stack. The next one is this thing called UMUIM, stands for uninsured, underinsured motorist coverage. Not only that you have on your car, and now everyone argues with me, and they're like, you've got to understand, Phil, I was not in my car. I know it, I understand it, but that still follows you. Your own car insurance follows you. Doesn't matter if you're getting in a taxi cab in Boise, Idaho. Your insurance follows you.
Wow.
So here it is. Your health insurance, regardless of fault, pays for your medical bills, just like they would have before the accident. But now, since the health insurance is paying out for the injury, they have a right to subrogate, meaning getting their money back. Remember subrogation? Let's talk about that. We have a graphic. And what subrogation is, it's the right of an insurance company or any party that has paid out for damages to an injured party to recover their payments from the individual that caused those damages. In short, from your settlement, you may have to pay back what the health insurance has paid out. Remember, if you send proper notice to your health insurance, there's a state law that may apply. It's called Colorado's Make Whole Law. And what it says is, if you are not made whole, you may not have to pay back anything.
Wow. So it's that law that allows you to maybe get that money back.
Yeah,
Okay.
or not
have to pay it out.
Not have to pay anything back, right?
Wow.
Again, it's Colorado's Make Whole Law. And what it says is you have to send the 60-day notice to the other side. And you say, my client wasn't made whole. So we are claiming if you want to arbitrate this thing and prove that my client was made whole from that $100,000, and you know what? That's moronic, isn't it? You know, they only get $100,000, and then all of a sudden you think, well, with $260,000, how could they be made whole? You win on that. Let's look at this. Let's put this all together and try to understand.
All
right, so first of all, the person that ran into them, there's $100,000 in insurance. Now, remember, my friend was in their buddy's car. That insurance, that UMUIM stands up and goes in first. So that's $250,000. My client also had another $250,000 of uninsured, underinsured. So when you add those all up, that adds up to $600,000. On each level here, you need to give the proper notice, that 60-day notice to your health insurance, and after the $100,000, you're like, here's the notice, 60 days, and if you want to arbitrate and try to prove that my client was made whole, then let's go and arbitrate. They didn't want to do that. Wow. $250,000, again, notice, didn't want to arbitrate, so now you get the full $250,000. Same thing on all of it, added up to $600,000, whereas if you would have started just with what you know, you'd think it's $100,000, you have to pay back $260,000.
So you made a difference of $500,000 for that client.
Yeah, a little more than that. Absolutely.
Incredible.
Look, talk to attorneys, give me a call. I'm happy to go over this thing. But there's stacking of insurance. There's insurance that you don't even know about. For example, if you live with someone who's a resident relative and they have their own cars, you can be on their uninsured, underinsured, and you don't even know about that. I was just working on a case yesterday where people said, no, you don't understand. They weren't in that car. You don't have to be in that car.
Yeah, well, luckily, I mean, you understand that, you get that, so when people turn to you, you tell them about the stacking, but I never would have thought that in a
Yeah,
million
it's,
years.
look, insurance is a creature of contract, so you have to read through that contract. It gets very boring, but, you know, people who know about it, know how to work the ins and out, it's very important.
That's a great case. Well done. Thanks for sharing it.
My
Appreciate
pleasure.
it. All right, and if you have any questions for our legal expert, just go to our website. It's kwgn.com. Click on Colorado's Best. You're going to see Phil Harding's photo right there on the right. There it is. Just click on it. Send him your questions. He will take the time to answer them each personally and confidentially. And to reach Harding & Associates directly, here's Phil's number, 303-762-9500. You can get a free consultation with him anytime. You can also see this segment as well as many others he's done on his website, hlaw.org. Well, no matter